ultimately, when you add it all up, Jake Paul is good for boxing. You know, he's promoting now, isn't he? So it might be the future. Yeah. Multiple opponents on one night. I still think big beats little in this fight, but I'm looking forward to it.
Right, Fight Lens and Sporting Talk are back at the Dale Youth ABC with George Groves for our monthly update on all things boxing. We've got to start with Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Tank, what's he doing? Is he letting himself down? Is he letting boxing down? I mean, it's just...
No, I think he's hit the lottery, isn't he? Everyone wanted that ticket, didn't they, to fight Jake Paul?
Fair point.
And he's got it. Why has he got it? Probably because he's half the size of Jake Paul.
Literally.
When Joshua was being mooted about, and I was thinking, surely not. Surely he's not going to fight Anthony Joshua. Like, that's got to be true. You've got to be truly deluded to think, you know, Dan Dubois beat him, so I can beat him. Yeah. No, like, watch what happens when he boxes a non-boxer. Ngannou gets flattened in a round and a half. If that, I can't even remember what, it might have been the first round.
Yeah.
So I could imagine there's a lot of ex-fighters out there, not myself included, so I didn't throw my hat into the ring, but when they heard Joshua was getting the call, they must have been like, what? Yeah. Why? It could have been me.
Yeah.
It could have been me. I haven't boxed for 10 years. I'm a former champion. I'm this, I'm that. I'm credible. I'll fight Jake Paul, but no, it was going to go to Joshua, but it hasn't. It's landed with.
It's gone the other way Davis, on the spectrum, hasn't it? From heavyweight to
lightweight.
Tank is
Lightweight,
super lightweight,
and he's not. I mean, he's not the tallest, is he? No. So he's a bit of a tank. Yeah. I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into it, to be honest. Whether it's going to be the spectacle that it can be.
No.
I haven't broke down in my brain how I think this fight will pan out.
Well, I was going to say, Amir Khan says Jake Paul could seriously hurt Tank, but I mean, you'd struggle to imagine him even landing a punch on him, right? Landing a glove. I mean, Tank's going to be running around the ring, isn't he?
Yeah, I can't see. The thing is, there's boxing, and there's boxing, isn't there? And there's Jake Paul is a very good sort of white collar-esque boxer.
Slugger,
he is that. He's like he's good and he looks good on the pads a bit, you know. But the fine art, there's levels to this game, and Gervonta Davis, he might chin him. He doesn't throw a lot of punches. He might be looking to slip and slide and sloop and wait, and that might be Jake Paul's downfall. He might try and rush in. He might think, I've got this guy going. And he hasn't. And he gets walked onto one. But can Davis reach his chin? How tall is Paul?
I think there's like an 8-inch height differential, isn't there? So he'll be punching up.
He will be punching up?
Yeah, it'll be like David Haye and Valuev.
Valuev, yeah.
Yeah, to that extent, maybe. But I mean, it's still a long way away, isn't it, in November? Do we think it will actually happen? Are you convinced it will happen? Or do you think this is a bit of a publicity stunt just to get his name a bit more followers?
No, I think Davis is bang up for the fight, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And well, he's been kind of talking about retirement before this, hasn't he? So maybe this is what he wants to kind of spur him back on to.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Or it could be Paul only fights retired fighters, so he had to talk about retirement to get the fight.
I like that.
But it's going to be a big promotion.
Yeah.
And, I think ultimately, when you add it all up, Jake Paul is good for boxing. You know, he's promoting now, isn't he? He's gone down the female boxing route. It feels like he's promoting a lot of female boxing, but he's got a big presence. He gets people involved. He gets people invested.
Yeah, sure.
And he's got Netflix at the table now. So
yeah. See what you're saying.
It's another big broadcaster for boxing.
Obviously, you said previously Jake Paul makes a mockery of boxing, but you're kind of changing your tack a bit on him now, because I think it's hard to disagree that he's serious about the sport at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he's interested in a real fight. Is he? He's not.
No.
The fact that he tells everyone he's a real boxer, he's not. You know, you can't. The British Boxing Board of Control, I doubt, would sanction this fight because of the weight difference.
Yeah.
There's weight classes for a reason if you want to think of it as a legitimate sport.
True.
This is entertainment.
Yeah.
And he's very good at entertainment. A large part of boxing is about the entertainment. You know, the fights that sell go ahead of the fights that don't. So it might be the best beat the best doesn't sell as well as, you know, one of the best against this big name.
Yeah,
or something like that.
People talking.
So
it's kind of all started with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor in a way. So do you think?
Yeah, was that the first one?
I think that was kind of the first sort of crossover big mega fight that I can remember anyway. But do you think Tank's taken a bigger risk than Mayweather took fighting McGregor? Because I don't think anyone really gave Conor McGregor much of a chance in that. But like Jake Paul could potentially land a big shot.
I think Jake Paul might be a bit better now than he was when he fought Mayweather. I know he's older, but he hasn't exactly had hard fights, so he might be a better boxer. And I think it's purely size, isn't it? So Mayweather's, and he's not huge, but he's bigger than Davis, yeah? So
yeah,
he's got an even more of an uphill slog in terms of the size.
Yeah.
He will feel the power, you know,
he won't
getting
hold back,
hit by a 90 plus kilo guy, you know.
That's it.
Whether the technique is good enough for him to land and then go again, I doubt it.
Yeah. Tough to see. Moses Itauma.
I don't know. I'll say his name differently.
Yeah, I do as well.
I'm going to say Itauma.
Yeah,
Moses Itauma.
Big Moses. We'll just keep it at that
Big
for
Mo.
now. Yeah, Big Moses. Well, I mean, what a performance! Absolutely demolished Dillian Whyte as kind of expected. I think Dillian Whyte's leg wasn't really 100%. But where do we go from here? I mean, who would you like to see him fight next, Moses?
Yeah, Moses is a tough one because it's going to be a tough one to match. Everyone who wants to fight him now probably wants to get paid mega money.
Yeah.
He's a main event fighter now. So, yeah. And who do you match him with? Because I'm trying to think who the sort of gatekeepers are, who the tough guys are before you go through to get to the top contenders.
He was talking about Joe Parker, wasn't he? But surely that's not quite, that still leaves that one to marinate
Yeah, I mean, Joe
longer.
Parker's pushing for a world title fight, and I think the guys all around that sort of scene will be the same. So your Caballeros and your Joe Parkers and guys like that, they're going to be pushing for that. You probably need a solid contender who maybe been beat, like a Zhili Zhang or someone like that, who you think big and tough, maybe can take the heat for a bit, cause some problems, and therefore the Itauma's got to change and adapt and improve, and we get to see a bit of a fight.
Yeah,
that might be the problem for us fight fans, is every time we tune in, it's the new Tyson. That was before my time, but you hear Chris Rock or someone else talking about their dad sitting down and watching the Tyson fight, and it's over in a minute. You're like, oh,
literally 1 minute 59 seconds.
Done. You're like, oh.
Yeah, send someone else in straight after.
Yeah.
No,
that might be the future. Yeah. Multiple opponents on one night.
Could be.
Yeah, off the cuff, I'm thinking, I don't know.
Everyone's throwing their names in the ring. I mean, we've got undefeated Olympic Australian heavyweight Tera Moana. 100% KO ratio. I don't know if you know much about him, but yeah, he's in with a shout.
He's up.
I mean, what about the hype in general about Moses? Do you think it's in danger of getting a bit out of control, the Tyson comparisons, or do you think, he seems very level-headed, but what about everyone else around him?
That would be the worry, is, if you're looking after a fighter, everyone is sort of building up to be the next big thing or the greatest thing. You don't want it to go to his head. You want him to carry on working hard because, Tyson took his eye off the ball and Buster Douglas busted him up, and there's plenty of examples of that happening over the years. So he wants to stay disciplined in the gym, believe in his ability, sure, but yeah, disciplined in the gym, still honing in on his craft. I think he's an exceptional fighter, and maybe with still so many more improvements to come, but his boxing IQ is brilliant, especially for a heavyweight.
Hand speed impeccable.
Hand speed's great. He puts the shots together well. He glides across the ring. When he lands, because they're so fast and the timing of them so good, they're so hard and powerful. And I thought he looked physically more mature, with his shirt off against Dillian Whyte this time around. So maybe that's still to come, where he's going to mature as an athlete. So that's where I think the next, improvements will probably come with Itauma.
And
But
in the future, we've probably got a huge British heavyweight clash: Daniel Dubois and Moses Itauma. So that could be one. Maybe not next year, but the year after, maybe.
Could be. Could be. Obviously, Dubois got to come back to the drawing board. And if those two fought now, I'd probably pick Moses Itauma to beat him, even though he's not got the same experience. But that's how much I rate this guy.
Yeah, he's huge potential. What was I going to say? Dillian Whyte, could he be Derek Chisora's 50th opponent? Could you see that happening, or do you think Dillian Whyte will hang up the gloves now?
They had 3 fights. They've had 3 fights.
Three already.
3 already, I think.
Okay.
So maybe go again, but. Then 2 were always.
I think they've had 2.
They've had 2, yeah.
Third. I think this would be
2.
the trilogy.
Oh, right, with the trilogy.
Makes sense then, really, doesn't it?
Makes sense, yeah. I think that could be a good fight.
Could be. Pigeons are.
Pigeons in the loft today. Yeah, we keep pigeons in the gym, just like Mike Tyson.
Like Mike Tyson on the rooftop, yeah.
Except these ones, you don't cuddle these ones. We fear them. They rule the gym. So yeah. Dillian Whyte, I mean, he's a cat amongst the pigeons, isn't he? He's a cat with more than 9 lives. I think he's come and come again, and heavyweights live forever. I say that time and time and again. He might have another. I mean, he might have blown his chance to ever fight Joshua because he got busted, got popped just before their fight. But he looked in just from looking at him, I thought he looked in good shape ahead of this fight. He must have known this is a hard fight for him. He pulled out of that fight, with days' notice to sign up for the Itauma fight. So I'm sure he'll see that there's still a bit of life in him. Yeah, a couple of paydays maybe.
He says he's not retiring, so I presume he's going to hang around and see what he gets out of it. Joey Essex is the latest outsider. If you want to enter the world of boxing, he's fighting a Portuguese influencer, Numero, on Saturday at Misfits 22.
Yes.
Will you be tuning in?
If it's this weekend, yeah, why not?
Yeah, Saturday night,
I got to be honest, I saw a couple of little clips and I haven't seen an awful lot of Joey Essex, but I know that he's a relation of Tony Sims, and he's been in the gym
cousin, I think,
for a long time, and
nephew.
A lot of those Towie guys are affiliated to boxing, most likely through Tony and his brother and the family. So I think I don't know much about the Portuguese influencer.
No idea.
Has he had any fights yet? Is he boxing through and
through?
Put
in the comments if you've seen Numero fight. Maybe,
yeah, some of these Misfit fights are great, some are not. Some, I think, it's like they've just got the boxing bug, and it is very white collar-esque.
Yeah.
But their names and faces you can kind of get to know and recognise and therefore follow.
Exactly. So, like Elle Brooke, for example, didn't look that serious to start with, but she's had some great fights and she's trains like a demon. So Elle Brooke, I think she trains like a pro now, doesn't she? She's in the gym all the time. Literally.
She's got a 6-pack. She don't mess about.
No.
I've got to be honest, I haven't seen her box, but I'm sure she's come a long way since her first fight.
Yeah, but she hasn't fought for a while now. I think she's struggling to find opponents because she's
see, you can't get too good on them Misfits.
No, yeah.
You gotta,
got to show a bit of weakness.
Otherwise, you'd be calling out Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, that's it. Canelo and Terence Crawford, 2.5 weeks away now.
Yes.
We must have spoken about it before, but have you changed your mind? What's your prediction at this point in time?
I don't think I've got into the depths of paranoia when you're trying to make a prediction about a future fight quite yet with those two.
Okay.
Because when the fight was made, I was just like, Crawford's amazing, but Canelo's too big. He's too big. Mm-hmm. And Canelo ain't shot or finished. There's nothing about him where you think, oh, right, this is a catchweight fight, a bit of a, whatever fight it is, but one guy, the bigger guy's on the slide. I don't think Canelo is on the slide. He's just as good as ever. But Crawford backs himself. I'm sure he'll have a game plan, whether it works or not. He might be that bit sharper than Canelo's used to.
Switch hitting as well, like southpaw then back to orthodox.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's been sitting at home for years now looking at Canelo going, I want this dude, I can beat him. So I still think big beats little in this fight, but I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want to hear a mad stat? Across a combined 765 rounds fought in their careers, neither fighter has ever been knocked down.
Yeah.
765 rounds. I mean, it's not, obviously both got great chins, so you can't imagine this one not going to the judges, although Turkey is offering a bonus if anyone does get knocked out starting in this round. How do you feel about that?
I think that's, I like the knockout bonuses.
Yeah.
It can, and I don't like scorecards being read out halfway through a fight or with a few rounds to go, because I can see how they'd think it will up the ante, but it doesn't. If anything, it will set panic in and change the opinion of what's happened so far and everything else. But yeah, knockout bonuses I think work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Have you ever seen? Neither guy's been knocked down, but has either guy ever been buzzed or hurt, or even been hit with a big shot? Do you know what I mean? You think Golovkin must have clumped Canelo a good few times, but you think it's not like they've just got demon chins. I think they're just exceptional fighters with great chins.
Yeah, great defensive work.
They're not having fights where they do get hit with a lot of shots or a lot of power shots. But let's see if they can land one.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, can you name off the top of your head 3 boxers who are still active that really should have hung up their gloves by now?
Ooh, it's a bit of a mean one, isn't it?
Yeah. Or vice versa as well.
Yeah. So
3 that hung up their gloves too early.
Who hung up their gloves too early.
Wish hadn't done.
Well, my old buddy James DeGale's coming out of his combat sport retirement, and apparently he's having a bare knuckle boxing match next month up in Birmingham, and I would love to get to it, but my protege, my fighter Lucas Roig, fights that night at your call, so I won't be able to make that. But I suppose that I'll have to give you the answer after his performance. He's been out of the ring for 7 years now, and he decides that he wants to box. So we wish him well. I hope his camp's going well. I hope he's feeling good. Love to get him on the pod for 15 minutes. Just have a little chat, catch up, see what he's thinking.
Right, shout out James DeGale, big Gooner, big Arsenal fan.
James could be one, but it's
tough. You don't want to.
You don't want
to curtains down anyone's career.
Exactly that. But you're like Chris Eubank Jr. I think. What are your options now, buddy? This was straight after his fight with Conor Benn. Are you going to fight Conor Benn again? You're going to fight Canelo? You're going to retire? Or you're going to chase a middleweight belt? Don't think he can win a middleweight belt. I don't think a fight with Canelo's good for him. And you lived your best moment of your career that you'll ever will do in that fight against Conor Benn last time out. It was pure drama. It was like a Hollywood movie. How amazing would it be if you just walked away then? And it's like, right, that's it. I'm walking away on the pinnacle, my most prestigious win. But he can't. Most fighters can't. It's very hard for a lot of fighters. He's come again. Conor Benn beat him in the rematch. Conor Benn full well could. Conor Benn might be the fighter who comes back better and Eubank comes back worse. If that is the case, Ben beats him. It was that close the first time. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw Eubank in there as maybe should have hung up the gloves, and then I'm gonna say it as well. Tyson Fury. He's retired enough times. You've done an incredible thing in boxing. You've conquered the world, and for him it was always about being the number one, and he was the number one.
Yeah. Lineal champ
for a while, but he's not anymore. I can't see him beating Usyk, so he then has to move on in the next phase of his life. And if he stays around in boxing, he could be an incredible promoter, couldn't he? He could be an absolute incredible promoter because the guy knows boxing. He can see potential. He's lived and breathed it. He's had the hard times and the success. I think I'm surprised that he's not looking at, having boxing people under him, but him not being the face of a major promotional team.
He's got a charisma. Yeah. Everyone loves him when he's on.
Gypsy King Promotions.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, if he don't do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone else about Joe Joyce? Still going? Still
Joe
fighting?
Joyce, yeah, I think he's still going on. I haven't heard much about him lately.
No,
Do you know what I mean? These ups and downs with the heavyweights live forever. The heavyweights live forever.
Yeah.
They can just keep going. So as long as health is on their side, then that's it. You know, the only one who's healthy I'm worried about a little bit now is Derek Chisora, but you know, he's just started a podcast. I've seen some of it. It's funny. It's good.
That's it. Yeah.
His brain must be working. He wants to get to 50 fights. Let him do it.
Yeah, fair play. Yesterday was 8 years to the day that McGregor and Mayweather stepped into the ring for the money-spinning mismatch, as it's titled here. Do you think that spectacle had a part to play in the decline of boxing as we see it today? Or do you think it's kind of the other way around, actually? That just sparked a whole different side of boxing off.
Yeah, I think, you know, Mayweather was, you know, he changed the landscape of boxing in so many ways, and there was positives from it where he became, you know, he bought himself out of his, you know, his top rank contract and then promoted himself and kept all the money and looked after the boxers around him. You know, he got promoted Badly Jack to become a world champion. You know, he had other successful fighters under his promotional banner, and he's still involved in boxing now still, but in other ways, you know, it was all on his terms, and you know, all the money went to him and it wasn't distributed, and then sort of when he sort of was finishing or finished, it did leave a bit of a gulf of, well, what's next? He had the McGregor fight. The best thing that came out of the McGregor fight was people after, the amount of people who thought McGregor was going to win. The amount of people who I met and they said McGregor's going to win. And I was like, you don't understand. It's two different sports. And I think each and every one of them held up their hands after and was like, oh, I understand now.
You got schooled.
There's a bit of an art to boxing.
Yeah.
It's not just this guy can box and kick and wrestle and, you know, cuddle and everything else they do in MMA. It's like, no. There's finely tuned, skillful art boxing,
Levels
and when you get to that, there's levels.
A lot of people ate some humble pie.
Yeah.
A lot of UFC lovers.
It was a fascinating build-up spectacle. He's fantastic promoter, McGregor, and I felt like I learned a lot about people in general after, because he sort of got beat, and I thought there'd be a backlash for him, but there wasn't.
Not really.
Everyone was just like, oh.
Yeah.
So he told everyone he was amazing, he was this and that, and everyone was like, oh. The next day he's selling his whiskey. I think, oh right, it was all about selling whiskey then. Well, it was all about something else. And people were just, people are cool with it. They're just like, okay, what next? I think that's the world we live in now.
Yeah,
it's got to be quick fixes.
That's it, isn't it? People's attention span, like, as soon as something's done, they're just on to the next thing.
They
don't care anymore. There have been reports that Andrew Tate is in advanced talks with Misfits for a heavyweight bout with KSI.
Ooh.
Andrew Tate and KSI. Could be a bit of a mad
could be quite a good little fight. I've seen clips of Andrew Tate. Obviously, he's in shape. Kickboxer originally,
but obviously decent.
And he's you know, kickboxers and boxing. You know, I did kickboxing, and I've got a lot of friends who still do.
Yeah.
Very
Dillian
different.
Whyte did kickboxing, didn't he?
I think Dillian Whyte did kickboxing. I mean, half the boxers out there usually have done a little bit at some point. And if you've done a little bit, then you're always going to be a three-time world champion or something.
Yeah, in kickboxing.
I think that's decent little fight. Are they the same sort of size? I've never.
I reckon probably
similar.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Could
I
be.
mean, if the audiences combine, like, I don't know if, you know, Andrew Tate must be for an older generation, but maybe young as well. And then KSI's for kids.
I don't know if there'd be much of a crossover in the fan base in terms of, if you like KSI, you probably don't like Andrew Tate, I'd imagine. So maybe that's the angle they'll work off.
Yeah.
People that like KSI will hate Andrew Tate because of his misogynistic views.
Could be.
Who knows? But KSI does wind people up as well. So
yeah,
interesting one.
It could be a good fight. It could be a good fight. I'll definitely be up for that one.
Eddie Hearn has made assurances that should AJ and Jake Paul take place next year, it will not be an exhibition fight. So could you see Jake Paul agreeing to it being an actual, you know, ratified, certified, sanctioned fight?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. He's fighting Gervonta Davis now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
Why he can't go from Tank to AJ? That
Yeah.
was ridiculous. I mean,
yeah,
huge.
I think Eddie would love that fight, and he's delivered a couple of gifts for Joshua over the years. That would be a gift.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure what Joshua. If Joshua still wants to try and box, or does he just want to make money, or does he want to be part of the limelight? I'm not sure what the truth is.
He needs
Joshua.
to come out and say something, doesn't he? Really?
Yeah,
Like,
I think if he wants to box, then I think he wants the Joshua. He wants the Fury fight, doesn't he? Joshua wants the Fury fight, but he doesn't want to be seen as chasing it, because that's like sounds desperate. But I think he would love that fight. Right. He would love to try and settle that score.
I think you're right. I'd still love to see it at this point. Yeah, hopefully it will get made next year. Ike Ibuabuchi, remember him? He was a heavyweight from Nigeria, went to America. He was knocking people out, knocked out Chris Bird. He was undefeated. Then he went to jail for a long time. He's back out of jail. I think he got deported from America back to Nigeria. Anyway, he was 21-0. He's 52 years old now, and he just won his comeback fight. And guess what? He's calling out Usyk and Fury. I think he had he had some mental health problems and some obviously problems with the law. But could you see him getting in there with
52? Yeah,
52. It looks in great shape, but a lot of that was in when you're in jail. There's not much else to do, is there? And eat and lift weights, and it's probably spar in there a bit. But
maybe that's the future. Maybe that's what all fighters need to do: is some jail, and then you come out in tremendous shape.
Yeah, can't get distracted in there. To be fair, really, can you?
Well, maybe you can.
Maybe you can. I haven't been there. So.
Maybe it's a tough place to train.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a tough place to live and breathe your boxing.
We can't get your nutrition.
Scrap that. Don't get yourself in jail. Right. No. Stay out of jail.
Stay on the straight and narrow like George Groves.
We have these boxing gyms here to keep the kids out of jail.
That's exactly right.
So scrap that. 52 years of age. Let's see if he can. Which Rocky is it when he comes back and he's 52? Okay. Is it like Rocky 6 or is it Rocky 7? I think Rocky 7 he's pushing 80, isn't he? Like one of the Rockies he's coming back. He could be the next Sylvester Stallone.
All right, well, we'll see how he gets on in his career. Good luck to you, Ike. David Adeleye says he likes the idea of a Daniel Dubois fight. Looks like good business, maybe.
Adelaide? Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah, it could be a good fight, couldn't it?
Yeah.
He's been up right.
So yeah, he fell short a little bit, but good performance the other week, wasn't it, for Adelaide? He might be thinking, right, okay, risk reward for Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, good fight.
That's a good fight. It's a good fight for
Philip Hrgović, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and there was that mad round where they were just swinging haymakers at each other, but neither man took a backward step.
I think that's a good fight for both guys, actually.
Yeah. Okay, maybe we'll see that. Ex-UFC champ Luke Rockhold makes his professional boxing debut against Darren Till in the main event at Misfits. So, sounded like quite a good card, that Misfits card.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of Darren Till, and he can box. He's learned to box. I don't know an awful lot about the UFC guy, but
I don't, to be honest.
They're both UFC fighters, aren't they?
Yeah,
turn boxers. So we might see. Yeah,
could be that.
That's the light. I mean, so far I haven't seen many boxers turn to UFC.
No.
It was only James Toney, weren't it?
Okay,
he got trapped on his back like a turtle. And then can't get up. Fucked.
Not a place you want to be.
No,
UFC in the octagon. No. I wonder if Darren Till's still after our mate Carl Froch, or has he let that beef die down
That's
now?
good. I don't know. Yeah, what's Froch up to? Is he in the gym? Is he working hard? Is he training? Has he got his eye on something?
Yeah, he's playing a lot of golf from what I see on his Instagram stories, but also still in great shape. You've got to say, give it credit where it's due.
Good swinger. Yeah.
Good swinger. Last question: the World Boxing Council celebrated Women's Equality Day yesterday. On that note, who are your top 3 female boxers or pro fighters in general of all time?
Oh, all time. I'm a big fan of Terry Harper. Like Terry Harper, saw her at the fishing the other week.
Shout out Terry Harper.
Yeah, Terry Harper. She beat me on the rodeo as well. So
the bull. Yeah.
She's got she's multi-talented, and good ambassador for female boxing. It was just starting to boom, and multiple world champion. The future of female boxing is likely to be Caroline Dubois. so far so good in her career. You know, Bravo's a former heavyweight champion, so you know, success runs in the family there.
The lineage, the bloodline,
Yeah,
for sure.
And then, you know.
Speaking of that though, just a quick interlude there. Daniel Dubois' dad said that their great-great-great-grandfather grandmother got their freedom from being a slave by knocking out their owner. Imagine that. If you're a slave, you KO your owner and that's it, freedom. And then generations later, your great-great-great-grandson's world champion of the world. Amazing.
Yeah, I wonder how that went down. Like, was that preconceived? Did she knock out the owner and make a run for it?
I wonder, yeah. Or did she say if you
or was it like
challenged her?
Yeah, they had a scuff.
Yeah.
They said, we'll bet on it.
If you KO me, then you're free. If not, you stay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? But a great story nonetheless.
Yeah.
And the final name.
Yeah, final female name. Who do I? I mean, obviously you got like your Cressida Shields and Kate Taylor's, but trying to not be so obvious.
Okay.
Nah, can't think of anyone to topple Kate Taylor. So it's just
iconic,
incredible thing that she's done. You know, iconic and the big champion, and you know, pioneer for females boxing. Certainly this side of the pond. So, yeah, Kate Taylor.
Hopefully, we'll see a few more young up and comers.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. There's gonna be loads coming through. It feels like there's a lot more opposition for the females
that's
now.
That's what they need, really, isn't it?
That was it. You know, when they first started breaking through and getting the TV slots, let's be honest, you know, it was COVID times and female boxing was cheaper than male boxing. They were getting the TV slots. It was a new audience. Everyone was excited, but there wasn't enough competition. So they were just, you know, really skillful ladies against, you know, road sweepers from Guadalajara. Or,
we have seen some mismatches over the time. Yeah, it's true.
But now I think certainly in Britain, like there's a lot of talented females coming through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
More chances for them, hopefully. Right, George Groves, brilliant stuff. Thanks once again. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Fight Lens and Sporting Talk. And we'll be back